Hey there, I'm Lance and I'm a gamer.
And I'm Sam, and I'm a non-gamer.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to find games that work best for gamers and non-gamers.
And today we're taking a look at Way Too Many Cats by Weird Giraffe Games.
And this comes from designer Carla Kopp, and it's coming to Kickstarter, so make sure to check out that Kickstarter link down below in the description of this video after you watch it. In this game, you are going to be running a cat adoption center where you are trying to fill up your adoption center with all the cats and all the kittens. And man, are there way too many cats in this game. You're going to have unique cats on every single card with a unique name and unique scoring abilities on that particular cat. Also, there's going to be different icons that tell you what type of cat this is and just exactly how that works when it comes to scoring. Let's take a look at how it works down below. We'll come back and share our thoughts on it as a gamer and non-gamer.
All right, here's Way Too Many Cats on the table. Let me show you guys how this card drafting, token drafting game is going to work. And I do want to let you know everything you see in this portion of the video is prototype. The final artwork, components, and rules may look different whenever it is released from the Kickstarter. That being said, let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so in this game, you are going to be having lots of cats, or perhaps kittens. And you're going to be placing them in your adoption center here, and it's a 4x4 grid, as you can see. All players are going to have a starter cat dealt to them, and on the cards here, you are going to have a picture of a beautiful cat, and everyone except the starter cats are going to have a name down here, and there's going to be some sort of scoring regiment here in the top left, and it will tell you what type of cat it is here in the top right. You're going to place your starter cat anywhere you want, so I might place it right there. This particular one tells me that for every feather type cat, I'm going to get 1 point regardless of wherever I place it. So I really want to go for the feather type cats. Now, the market here is going to consist of 4 cats and 3 different sets of tokens. You're going to have 1, 2, and 3 tokens. Let's talk about what these tokens consist of. There are 10 different types of tokens. You've got 3 different cat items. You got a scratch post, a little feather on a string, and I'm not exactly sure what this is. Maybe like a toy of some sorts, a chew toy, I don't know. And then you've got 7 different types of kittens. What you are trying to do with these different tokens, there are going to be certain cats that want different types of toys put on them. And then with the kittens, you are trying to either make a set of 7 different kittens, 1 of each type, or you're trying to get 4 of the same. You want to have those sets with your kittens over here placed on the side of your board. Any kittens that you have at the end of the game that don't fit in one of those 2 groups, again, a set of 7 of 1 of each type, or a set of 4 of all of one type, then those are going to be negative points at the end of the game. So you really want to avoid just taking on kittens for no sake. Now, on your turn, what you are going to be doing, you have a choice to make. You have 3 different options. You can either take the biggest group of tokens, which in this case is 3, but you are forced to take whichever cat is furthest right. And so you can see here we would have to take Felix, who's going to score 3 points if you place him in either of the middle 2 rows, and it's a black paw kitten. If you don't want to do that, you can take the center 2 tokens and any 1 kitten, or you can take the 1 lone token and any 2 kittens out here. Whichever kitten you end up taking, all the cats are going to slide down to the right. You're going to refill whatever set of tokens you take, and you're going to have to put your cats out here on the board and set your tokens to the side. Let me talk about what types of cats you will find throughout the course of the game. As I mentioned, there are going to be cats that want certain cat toy tokens put on them. Milo here wants to have the scratch post, and he'll give you 2 stars if you can do that. We've got Cleo, who wants the feather toy token. We've got Midna, who wants to be placed in one of the bottom corners. We've got Jasper, who wants to be in one of the center 2 rows. And you can see here Jasper is special because she has 2 different types attached to her. She's got the goldfish and the ball of yarn. And then lastly, we've got Fluffins here, who wants to have that type of toy and wants to be placed in the top row here. And you can see some cats have more than 1 scoring regiment to it. So now there are calico cats, which are special because they're going to have lots of different types attached to them, as you can see on the right of both of these cards. But oftentimes, they're going to give you negative points depending on where you place them. So you have to be very careful when you select a calico cat where you're going to put it on your board. Those are your cats. Immediately, you have to place them out here on your board whenever you take them. Again, your tokens go to the side. You have the choice at this point in your turn, whenever you have placed your cats, to discard 3 cat tokens. Doesn't matter what type they are, you can discard them to create a room for kittens. And it can be anywhere in one of the boxes on your board, but you're going to place any number of kitten tokens that typically don't fit in one of your groupings to put them in a room. So I might like to take these 3 right here for whatever reason and put them right here. And then that room is going to pertain to the different types of kittens that are in that room. And that's going to match up with the scoring, as we'll talk about here in just a minute. But that's a way to kind of compensate with your kitten tokens kind of overflowing that aren't fitting into any specific groups. After you've done that, then it'll be the next player's turn, and game will continue until someone fills up their board completely, at which point you will go into final scoring. And how final scoring is going to work, I'll show you the player reference aid here. You're going to score your cats based upon what type they are. Those ball of yarn cats, they're just going to give you 2 straight points for every one that you have. The goldfish ones want to be next to the ball of yarn, and so if you can place them next to the balls of yarn, you're going to get 2 points for each one that's adjacent to them. The black paw kittens, they want to be adjacent to all the different types. You'll get 1 point for each different type of cat that's adjacent to a maximum of 4 per black paw kitten, or cat, excuse me. And then your feather cats, they want to go in groups of 2, 3, 4, or 5, and you'll get points depending upon how many you're able to put in a group. Yeah, as I mentioned, your kittens are going to score you 15 points for a full set of 7 different, 8 points for a set of 4, and each kitten that's not a part of a set is going to be negative 2 points. You will add up all your points. Whoever has the most is going to be the winner, and that's how you play Way Too Many Cats. Let's go back up top and share our thoughts on this as a gamer and non-gamer.
All right, we're back, and now we're going to share our thoughts on Way Too Many Cats from a gamer and non-gamer's perspective. So Sam, first impressions, seeing this out on the table, you've got these kind of cartoony looking cats with the bright artwork on them, and it's just a bunch of cards with some cat tokens. Tell me, what was your first impression seeing this on the table?
I think just the bright, colorful artwork just lends itself to feeling more like a kid's game. Mm-hmm. So it feels like it's going to be really simple, really easy, not something you need to focus on too much. But in actuality, when you're playing it, you do need to pay attention.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of icons, but not too many. There's enough. Sometimes I personally can get tripped up on too many icons.
Yeah.
But that's just enough, but you need to pay attention to what kind of cat it is, what kind of cat it wants to be next to, if it wants to be in a specific spot on the board, if it wants to have a specific toy, all of that gets you points.
Yeah.
And so there is a lot more than meets the eye at first.
Absolutely. This is one that I was kind of blown away. Looks are deceiving when it comes to this sort of thing, like Sam is talking about. You get into it and you think, okay, the mechanics aren't too much here. You're really just drafting a combination of cat cards and kitten tokens or cat toy tokens, and you're trying to arrange it into your board. That seems very simple, but then you really start to see how these cards interact with one another and how they score, and you want to try to get the cats that like feathers in one group. You're wanting to try to get the cats with the black paws next to the balls of yarn and all the other kind of cats. I mean, there's layer upon layer upon layer of thinking with this game, and it really starts to become a meatier, crunchier experience.
Yeah.
I didn't ever find that it was so much so that I felt overwhelmed. What about for you as a non-gamer?
No, I think we've played this game multiple times. The first time we played, I did not pay attention at all to what cats they were supposed to be next to. You know, the ball of yarn wants to be next to the fish cat, and this one wants to be next to that one. Did not pay attention to any of it.
Right.
So very low scoring game. But I think after playing it that one time and realizing it and then kind of, orienting myself to the cards a little bit more, it was a pretty simple game to play.
Yeah, and it's one that starts to really pick up speed as it goes along until right towards the very end where it's like, oh, I've got like 3 spots left.
And none
of the cats out there really work for me. So then it really becomes this game of picking the lesser of all the evils. And it's not something that I'm just having to do. It's not like I got all the bad luck and the market looks really bad for me. It's bad for everybody. Yeah. And so everybody's kind of stuck in that same boat.
There's no draw from the top of the deck. There's no reshuffling. You have to pick something that's out there. And near the end, it typically seems to be it's those calico cats that are negative if you don't have them in a
and there's nowhere to put them.
Yeah.
Which really stinks because I love calico cats. Yeah. And I get so worked up about them in this game. But guys, this was a really fun experience for me as the gamer because I felt like it was one that really it required a lot of brain effort on my part. I couldn't just coast through this game like I might with a kid's game and just be like, okay, yeah, this is fun. I flip a card, I roll a die. No, this was one that I really had to be invested in if I wanted to do well. But I also felt like you were in that same boat. You were really kind of right there with me, and we were both putting in about the same mental energy.
Yeah, for sure.
And getting the same kind of enjoyable experience out of this game, which is, the type of game that I love when playing with a non-gamer, something that I feel we're both enjoying. So yeah, all in all, I felt like this one really worked. What about for you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely one that I would play again. It was easy. It's a pretty quick game, especially with 2 players.
Yeah.
It says 45 to 60 minutes, but with 2 players, we were easily done before 30 minutes, and which I liked. You felt like you got a good, nice game and not a whole lot of time and not a whole lot of setup either.
Right. Now, it does play up to 6, which is great because, a lot of games don't do that. So to have the option to play all the way up to 6 is a fantastic thing. I do think that that's probably going to increase the playing time. Again, like Sam said, it's 45 to 60 minutes, and I would fully expect that a 6-player game would go all the way up to 60 minutes and maybe even beyond. Ages 10 and up, I think you could probably play with maybe younger than just 10.
Yeah.
After the first playthrough, because you just really do have to kind of wrap your mind around how all the cats score. But besides that, I think it's an easy game to kind of get into for younger kids. So that's Way Too Many Cats from Weird Giraffe Games. It's coming to Kickstarter, so make sure to check out that Kickstarter link down below.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.